Hey, this is Karen Phelps, and I want to welcome you to the 5 Simple Secrets to a 6-Figure Income, how to make big money as a direct selling leader. And I'm really glad you joined me on the call this morning. It's early Saturday morning, and I know some of you probably were out partying last night, either doing direct selling parties or partying on your own, maybe had date night with your honey bunny. But I'm excited that you got up early, wanted to get this over, but also wanted to offer people a chance to listen to the webinar who could not make it on Tuesday night when we had it last Tuesday. So let me tell you a little bit about you. I thought this would be kind of fun for everyone to see. This is Larry and me. Man, when I saw this, I thought, well, I looked really young, but man, when I looked at my husband, I'm like, wow, what a stud muffin here. This was our first award trip. I won a trip. We actually took it in May of 1982, but I earned that trip in 1981. And I had to put this up here because I just wanted you to see that even back in 1981, which was a recession year, for anybody that's whining and complaining about, oh, it's so hard to get sales and all that whining stuff that you hear, from sometimes you whine to yourself, sometimes you whine to your upline, sometimes you have your team whining to you. Then I just wanted you to know that back in 1981, I did $59,781.92 in sales. Now, I got to tell you, that was 30 years ago. And let me ask you a question. What do you think the cost of living was back then? Our party average was around $300 to $325. And I had 12 qualified recruits there. So I just kind of wanted to show you that I started, actually in 1980, I started my business and earned my first award trip. My first complete year in the business, I earned my first award trip. So, gosh, I'll tell you, I just keep looking at Larry and I'm like, whoa. I mean, I've changed a lot, but he really has changed a lot too. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened since then. From 1980 to 2002, I joined my first party plan in April of 2080. I actually had a couple years direct selling experience before then, door-to-door for a little bit, and then my mother and my brother and I had a small turquoise jewelry party. We just did it ourselves. We just bought turquoise jewelry and sold it on the home parties, and we did that for a couple years. So I have a lot of years of party plan experience. I became a leader in January 1st, 1981. On January 1st, 1981, I became a direct selling leader. On January 3rd, 1981, 3 of my 5 people quit. Now I want to ask you, how many of you have ever had that happen to you? Okay, it was not a good feeling. Larry said to me, well, I hope you're better. You know, he said, maybe you're not good enough to be a leader because you know, 3 of your people have quit, and so, you know, I don't know about you guys, but if someone says to you, maybe you're not good enough, that might be fighting words. So what I did is I challenged the #1 recruiter in our company the previous year. So she would have been the #1 recruiter in 1980, and she lived about 2 miles from me, a couple miles from me. And I challenged her to a recruiting contest for the team. I said, whichever team wins and has the most recruits at the end of 6 months, the winning team or the losing team was going to cook and serve the winning team, and we had a summer cookout. And our team won. Jean never let me challenge her again, but our team won. And you know what? It was really good to get myself psyched and ready to start recruiting again. And the reason I want to share this with you is because we all think that when we recruit people, we're going to hang on to these people forever and ever and ever, and it doesn't happen. You have to be able to just keep moving forward no matter what happens. So we ended up finishing the year as #6 district leader in our company, and in 1984 I was #1 in from 82, 83, and 82 and 83 I was in the top 5. In 84, I was #1, and I was promoted to regional director that year. Our company, the first company, closed their doors. It was Queen's Way to Fashion. They closed their doors in 1989, and I joined another company. Now, I got to tell you this. I was a regional director, had a fairly large team, was pulling in over $500,000 a year on my team, and no one came with me. Well, I take that back. 2 people came with me. However, one never did anything. One did her grand opening, maybe 1 or 2 parties, and quit within 60 days. So basically no one came with me. But I went from having no team with my second company to being #1 personal unit in 1994, 1995, and 1996, which means me and my personal recruits and their personal recruits until somebody promoted out to a leader. Now in 1998, we were #2 in the nation. That year we promoted 15 directors from my central organization. And we also promoted 4 regional directors from my central team. But you know, more importantly, I made some discoveries. I discovered the power behind opportunity events. And actually, the discovery didn't just come in 1998. It had started building from about 94, 95 on. We started holding opportunity events, and I also discovered that it's not about how much you can do as a leader. It's about how to teach others to do what you do and to get them to do it on a consistent schedule. Because you can be the best leader in the world, but if you have to do everything, trust me, you will get burned out. It's all about having a system and duplicating that system so that others can do it. In 2002, I decided, actually the end of 2001, I decided after our second company was purchased by another company, put up, stayed in there for a couple of years, wasn't what I wanted, knew I had a mission to help others. It was something that I had actually made a goal in early 1990, and so I quit my full-time job, I quit my direct selling job, assigned my team to my upline, and started my direct selling training and motivational speaker and direct selling training business. Now I'm focused on helping other direct sellers become more profitable in their business. In 2008, we started the Direct Selling Doctor membership, which we now have hundreds of people getting updates and getting articles, getting access to free teleseminars every month for their business. And in October, we did our first March Your Way to Mastering Direct Selling Leadership Boot Camp. Now let me tell you how the boot camp and eventually this program came about. It was because of my coaching and mentoring my Direct Selling Doctor Gold Plus members. They kept saying to me, Karen, you know so much about leadership. Oh my gosh, I've never heard that before. I mean, I'd be talking to them and sharing these little, simple tips with them because our Gold Plus members, I opened myself up to 6 hours a month. It used to be 3. Now I open myself up to 6 hours a month. And so that means 12 people have access to a half-hour coaching call. And most of them are going to have questions. I mean, some of them are going to have questions on bookings and getting their self going, but a lot of them are going to have questions about their team, which is why we decided everybody's like, you need to have something, and trust me, it was not anything I wanted to do, but when people ask you over and over and over again to do it because there's nothing like this out there, then I decided to oblige and do our first boot camp in Las Vegas this past October. And I got to tell you that lives were changed at that boot camp. I know after completing it that it was a phenomenal experience. You can see up here in the right, this is my Gold Plus members. They joined me for a free welcome reception in my suite. The night before the boot camp started, they absolutely loved it because they got to mingle and mix with a lot of other people and hear some of the attendees that attended the boot camp in Las Vegas. I know for a fact that a lot of businesses improved, and one of them was Jessie Pito's. She's been a Gold Plus member from the beginning of my since almost the beginning of when I started Direct Selling Doctor. She is now a Platinum member, which is my higher level, which gets personal coaching and also some teleseminars for their team. And then Lisa Baiko. These are just a couple pictures I shared. I'm going to share their stories a little bit later on and what's happened since they came home from the boot camp and started implementing.